Today I've been thinking about happiness. And I realized something. Most people that I talk to, when I ask them if they're happy, they almost always say no. But then when I dig a little deeper and I ask them, what does happiness look like to you? At least in my experience, most people don't have an answer today. Think about that. We are in a weird time when most people openly say they're unhappy, but a lot of them can't really tell you what happiness would even look like. I don't know where this happened or when this happened or how this happened, but somewhere along the way, we as a society were sold this lie that happiness is like a destination. And I think this started with my generation, with millennials. Let me know if I'm wrong. What do you guys think of this? But as far as my memory serves me, I feel like us millennials were the first ones to carry this mental burden of shifting our thinking from finding the gold nuggets in life around, in between the headaches and the trials and tribulations, finding those gold nuggets of happiness, the simple things in life that you enjoy. We went from that to our generation now is looking for some island that doesn't exist. Like, we were the first ones to think of happiness as some destination. Yet none of us can tell you what the destination is. And if we do, it's some generic answer like winning the lottery or being rich. And in this day and age, we can all agree that that would probably look like happiness. And as I make this video, let me give a bit of a disclaimer. I am not at all trying to minimize everyone's everyday struggles, right? I don't want you guys thinking that I'm trying to say you don't have a right to complain about inflation or the economy or the struggles. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not. But what I am saying is, no matter what, throughout any point in time, at least that I've been able to experience with people of all ages, the people that have the most miserable mindset and that can't really tell me what happiness looks like, it's almost exclusively people from my generation and younger. So that leads me to believe somewhere along the way we were sold, or we were convinced, or we somehow conjured it up ourselves, that lie, or that concept, that thought process of, I need to find this destination. Happiness is this destination I need to fight for. Maybe it was just like the push of grinding and hard work. Maybe it was, I don't know. I don't really have an answer. But it scares me when I talk to people and they can't even tell me what happiness looks like. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm going to tell you about happiness from my perspective, my thought on life is that life is nothing more than headache after headache, disappointment after disappointment, heartbreak after heartbreak, hurdle after hurdle, one big disaster after another, in a sense. And I've got to do my best to find the little nuggets of happiness. Like for me, I'll rattle off the top of my head some things that I think of as happiness. And maybe I'm just able to appreciate little things better than most, which I'm grateful for. But like a night like tonight where I'm not working in the morning, I appreciate that a lot. Like I'm in a really good mood. I'm relatively happy right now because I work a lot. And at the time of this video, I'm not going to go to work tomorrow. So I'm very happy about that. I appreciate a day off to clean and run errands and do what I want to do. Like, I've been trying to eat pretty clean for a while. So I'm thinking about eating like some Oreo cookies. And to me, again, having not ate that in a long time, that is like a dopamine rush. That would make me happy. Or ordering a pizza when I don't have to work in the morning would make me happy. Or finding $20 on the ground. Like, I'm just rattling off these little things. And again, I know these sound ridiculous to some of you, but let me at least challenge you. And do you think at least a little bit you guys are being manipulated into not being able to enjoy the simple things in life? And I know the idea of happiness being so far away, coupled up with the ridiculous cost of living and how hard the times are for everybody. I know that those two, ingredients together create a recipe where happiness is like a fantasy that's so far off that we can't even, we can't even imagine what it would feel like. But let me at least challenge you guys into saying, don't you think there is some happiness that you're overlooking? Don't you think at least a little bit you're taking some stuff for granted? Like, life can't just be all bad all the time. Everyone I talk to seems to feel that way, and that rips my heart out. At what level is that lie of happiness being a destination to blame for a lot of our negative mindsets? Because there is no destination that you reach where life is all bubblegum and blowjobs. It's just not. It's not going to happen. That's not real. It's never been real. That will never be real. So everyone needs to get that out of their head. Every one of you need to get that out of your head, that there is some destination out there that you need to reach, and then you'll be good. Because that's just not the case. Life is struggle and strife and headache and heartache. That's pretty much all life is. I think our ancestors have always known that. But us being the first ones to have these smartphones and this ability to just control the drip feed of dopamine and entertainment and distraction, that has done a number on our ability to appreciate and enjoy the little things in life that are happiness. Again, going back to what I said at the beginning of the video, the fact that most people can tell you, I am not happy, but they can't tell you what happiness even looks like, that's a glaring red flag. That is an alarm going off. That is an alarm and a siren going off telling you something in their mind's not clicking. Something in their mind is not clicking to where they can only see the negative and they can't even fantasize up an idea of what happiness looks like besides something generic like winning the lottery. If you ask them to be a little more creative and say, just give me a scenario where you'd be happy, like tell me a specific, like, reasonable car in a reasonable location, like maybe at the beach. Like, people can't even do that simple math in their head anymore. Like, most people can't even fantasize a simple, doable situation that would be happiness. They cannot fantasize something reasonable that would give them some happiness. That's terrible. That tells me that our minds are being fried like an egg somehow. And that's terrifying. We have to talk about this. Like, we have to figure out what's going on here that's causing people to only focus on negative without even fantasizing what a realistic positive looks like. And again, let me be clear. I get it. We have all the reason in the world to be negative today. I get it. But at the end of the day, no one's going to fix that for you. So you'd better learn to come up with some things that are reasonable that make you happy. You'd better come up with those, because the destination, that lie that was sold to you, that destination that you're trying to arrive at, where you're going to finally be happy, does not exist. It will not exist. It cannot exist. That's not how our minds work. That lie of happiness being a destination has to be the most damaging lie that was sold to my generation.